What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to check out the 2025 Hyundai Elantra N. This one's finished in performance blue with an MSRP at $35,800. So is this the ultimate affordable front-wheel drive sporty car, coming in over $10,000 cheaper than a Honda Civic Type R, and it almost has the same kind of performance. Let's go ahead, see what this thing has to offer. I'm really excited to check this car out. Love the color combination for sure, you can't go wrong. So underneath the hood, this engine does look like it is really stuffed in here, but you have a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. You can get a dual clutch 8-speed, however this car has a 6-speed manual transmission. It is front-wheel drive with a limited slip differential, has a 12.4 gallon fuel tank, and you can expect 21 miles per gallon in the city with 29 on the highway, and curb weight is 3,300 pounds. For the styling, I love this satin black trim. It's not just cheap plastic, so it's got a nice color to it. We have the red on this front splitter, nice openings for the intercooler and radiators, front parking sensors, some gloss black trim, and those are air inlets to allow air to pass through that front bumper. Definitely a really edgy and sporty car. I also like the really sharp lines throughout the upper bumper that cut right into the hood, fading to the windshield. Got the blacked out Hyundai logo as well, and then a nice set of LED headlights. Got the daytime running light. They kind of blend into this trim. We got our N badge as well. So really cool car. I love the style to it. You got a nice set of 18-inch wheels, finished in a multi-spoke design in satin black. Red brake calipers, and I love how the red trim makes its way around the entire lower portion of the car. You're gonna get really sharp body lines throughout the side profile, kind of like a Y, got some triangle shapes to it. They cut into the front fender as well. And then we have gloss black mirror caps with the turn signal, body color door handles, more black trim, and then a black fin on the back. Got some cool trim behind the windows. Overall side profile has a good proportion, and then the sharp lines in the doors make their way into the rear fender as well, so it gives it a really cool style. More of the satin black throughout the lower bumper and the red trim, and I like the dual exhaust. You got some massive exhaust tips back here that look really good. You can see the Elantra name written out with the N logo, and then a really bold design for these LED taillights. Got more sharp angles, they connect with the center bar, more black trim, blacked out Hyundai logo, and a really cool pedestal spoiler. And once again, I like all these sharp angles. There's nothing curvy about this car whatsoever. You just got sharp angles throughout it. Really makes it stand out and looks like something a bit unique. Now for the trunk, we do have a button right here that'll pop at a couple inches. There is a button on the key fob as well. You're gonna get about 14 cubic feet of cargo volume, and I love how you have the red brace back there for the chassis. Got a nice low load floor, and then you can lift this up and we have some equipment to fill up a tire. There is some storage on the far right side and the left side, and then you can just pull these pins and that will unlatch the back seat panel. Now the whole back will come back as one, and you're gonna see how the brace of course is still here, so you're gonna have a little bit of a hindrance there, but I think you can still fit some longer items. Set of golf bags might be a little tight, but nonetheless this folds nice and flat, and you still have plenty of space, I think, to make this pretty practical overall for cargo. But of course this is this performance version, so you want the extra chassis rigidity. From here we can lift this up, and you're gonna take a look at the nice interior. So you're gonna get black primary color, and then I love the black alcantara throughout the door panels, and then the seats have a combo of the smooth black leather with a light blue stitching that matches the paint, and then more of the black alcantara all throughout it. Now the back seats don't really have any amenities at all. We have 2 USB-Cs, and that is about it. So other than that, pretty basic back seat, but we do have a ton of legroom. I'm 5'11" with the driver's seat at my height, and I am sitting back here really nice and comfortable. The seats don't have any extra recline, but overall it's a pretty good back seat. It is a little small feeling with just the lower bases and obviously no amenities, but overall I think 2 grown adults could fit back here, and a car seat might even be able to fit behind the driver's seat. On our way to the front seat now, you're going to get the smart key, and the key itself is pretty cool looking. It's all blacked out. Got the N badge as well. If we do go ahead and lock it, you can just grab the handle and it will automatically unlock. On the front door panel, we're going to get more of the alcantara, and I really like the striping material design. We have all of our controls, armrest, grab handle, Got the N logo on the door sill and carpets, and I like the aluminum pedals. You're gonna get all manual controls for the seats. Once again, the smooth black leather, contrast stitching, and then the nice smooth alcantara. You also have more of those stripes, a nice design back here with an illuminated N logo, single piece backs, and then a 3-spoke design on the steering wheel. Hopping inside now, foot on the clutch, let's go ahead, fire it up. Of course, we got the 6-speed manual on this particular car. You're gonna get a rev match button, you can turn that on and off, and then we have sport mode on the left that you can easily toggle between your 3 drive modes, and then on the right side, that goes into the full N mode. So you got the sweet center mounted tach, you have some vitals that are gonna pop up, and then on the right side you can configure a couple things. Going back into the normal design, this is your typical Hyundai screens, so you can scroll through the top and see all sorts of different information. You can still get some vitals up here as well. So nice overall design. You have the stalk on the right for windshield wipers, stalk on the left side for headlights, interior dimming, traction control, and then one of your air vents. Just have some trim over on this left side, some soft touch material, and then this cool texture across the whole dashboard. For the multimedia screen, this is basically what you're expecting on most Hyundais. You can go into the N mode where you're gonna get a lot of cool information. It gives a nice depiction. You got the brake pedal, you can view that as you press. You have more vitals within the car that's gonna pop up. And then scrolling over, we got a G-force meter. You can adjust your limited slip, the steering, you can adjust that, engine, all sorts of different parameters that is adjustable throughout this car. Going to the home icon, we do have a climate that can pop up on the screen as well, which is a pretty cool touch to that. And then if I go ahead and put it into reverse, you have a nice backup camera with all of your parking sensors. It'll pop up on the center as well. And then we have a couple different views you can just mix and match. Underneath all that, we're gonna get your air vents, volume, couple shortcuts throughout the screen, and then climate controls all down below. We have dual zone temperature, you can very easily adjust everything, fan speed, heated seats, air conditioning, so super simple layout. There's plugs down below with wireless charging, nice grab handle for the passenger, and then a nice look at that 6-speed manual. Has a really nice shift ball, and then you can see the color accents. We have shortcuts down below. We have another icon for the drive modes that we can easily make adjustments to. More of the blue stitching, gloss black trim, and some cup holders. Opening that up, we got a decent glove box in the center, and then over on the right side, got a large bucket. One last look at the interior. Definitely a sporty, cool looking car. I like all the accents. These seats are really nice looking as well. Black headliner with your dome lights up above, and then just a thin basic mirror. So setting off now. In the Elantra N. So this is a pretty cool, sporty little car to check out, especially at the price tag. Got that limited slip diff, and we're in the full-on N performance. You have a pretty smooth power delivery for sure from that turbo engine. The manual is pretty nicely weighted too. Rev matching works really well, and it is easy to rev match in general. It's got a nice sound to it, nothing too impressive, of course, being just a 4-cylinder, but still nonetheless a pretty smooth sounding engine. Yeah, definitely feels pretty tight too in this drive mode. Doesn't feel like it's all over the road. It feels really tight. The steering has good weight to it as well. It carries its weight well, and the clutch engagement is really smooth. It doesn't feel like a hard manual to drive whatsoever. Yeah, it definitely seems pretty well composed. The turning circle could be a little tighter, but obviously with a more performance front differential, you know, it may not be the best turning circle. But as we start kind of carrying some more speed, going around some sweepers in a second, I feel like the handling characteristics are pretty good. It feels really nice and tight. You have good traction, good braking. There's really no body roll at all with this setup. And of course, with everything that you are able to adjust from suspension, rev matching, the exhaust sound, steering, engine, and the limited slip, you know, that is a cool touch. So keeping the diff now in the sport mode. I think as a affordable sporty sedan, you know, it's definitely fun to drive. It feels confident too. I don't think you're gonna push this on even an autocross, a track, or the mountains and feel like you're missing out. It seemed like it can do the fun stuff pretty well. Just keeping the revs low, of course, being a brand new engine, but it definitely has the power too. Not gonna be rip your face off fast or anything, but seems like a pretty well balanced powertrain. And this is fun to drive for sure. Yeah, definitely not a bad tight feeling performance car. Now if we tone the whole thing down, let's just go into the normal mode. You can tell the car kind of softens up a little bit, gets a bit more conservative. Visibility is all really good. Over the center mirror though, the rear area above the rear seats kind of dips upward, so it kind of does hinder your rear view, but overall it's a pretty easy car to see around. Overall comfort, the seats are on the stiff side, of course being more sport bucket seats. Obviously manual control, so maybe not the most perfect seat to get perfectly comfortable, but I feel like they fit nicely with that firm performance design. I feel like I have enough room in here as well, and everything you touch is in easy reach. It's just a kind of an easy normal car to get used to. Nothing really all too crazy about that aspect. Nice amenities too, with all the different features you're gonna get, like the heated seats even. Just slowly getting back up to speed. This is a very forgiving manual transmission too, so if you're gonna be daily driving this, I don't see any issues with the stick shift. Of course you can get the dual clutch if you want the automatic, so nice to see at least Hyundai has offered both of them. Other than that, you know, it seems like just a nice car to drive. In this basic drive mode, the suspension still is a little on the rigid side, so it's not going to be quite as soft as maybe a standard Elantra or the N line. So of course, when you're buying the true N, you are getting a performance-tuned vehicle to where, yeah, on the bumpy road, you're going to feel it a little bit more. To me, this still feels super nice and comfortable. I have no complaints. It just kind of drives like a normal car. It's decently quiet too in here as far as road noise and wind noise. You don't really hear all too much. You just kind of hear the bumps here and there as you hit them. So normal driving, this can be pretty fine for that, but then I like how one touch of a button, everything it tightens up. We go into the sport mode, and you have a fun factor coming alive with how this car is going to drive.